Hello, my mathematicians. Welcome back. I hope your math minds are ready to do some work today because we're going to have a lot of fun and practice. I know that many of you have been working very hard on your scrolls and have gotten quite high in them, and we're actually going to have some time to work on scrolls later. But first, we're going to learn a game called a 100 grid game, which kind of looks a little bit like a scroll. So for today, you're going to need the folder that we gave you when you came and got your things. And on the very top, it should be on the top now, you're going to rip off that top page and you're going to need the number grid game that looks like this. So you can take that away from the other pages, leave the other pages that are still stapled together and put them back in your folder and put them aside because we will use those another day. But for right now, we're going to need this paper. And the other thing you're going to need is a dice. So it can be a small one, it can be a big one. As long as you have one with 6 sides, then you will be ready to play this game. And the other thing you're going to need is some kind of counter. So if you remember when we were doing the number squeeze game, I used pennies. You can really use whatever you'd like. You could use Cheerios or M&Ms if you had them around, or anything at all to mark your space. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so here is the number grid that you have. And the way it's going to work is you're going to start at 0 and with your counter. I'm going to use a dime today. Do you remember how much a dime is worth? 10 cents, right? And the goal of this game, or what you want to do to win, is you want to get all the way down to 110. Now you can play this game with another grown-up, or a brother or sister, or even a stuffed animal, because you could just roll for them. The choice is yours, as Mrs. Kidder would always say. But we're going to go ahead and start up there, and it's going to be a race to see who can get to 110 first. Now, there's a couple of things you need to know, because when you roll a dice, you can move, for example, for this one, you can either move one spot, which would get me there, or, look at this, when I roll a 1, I could also move 10. Do you remember how we practiced counting by 10s when we were doing the number scrolls last week? 10. How awesome is that? So if I were at 15 and I rolled a 1, I could either go 1 over, or I could count by 10s and just drop down another 10. So what you might be thinking, well, Mrs. Doran, then why in the world would I ever choose 1 if I could choose 10? If you were to get way down here and roll a 1, you wouldn't want to go 10 because you have to get exactly on the 110. So you would want the number 2. But if you only have the number 1, that would be better. So that's why you have that choice for those few numbers. So a 1, you can move either 1 or 10. If you roll a 2, you can move 2 or 20. Now to count to 20 fast, remember, you can just go 10, 20, okay? So no matter where you are, you know how to count by 10. 9 plus 10 is going to be 19. And you also can count by 20s. 10, 20, okay? So I'm just going to play a couple just to kind of show you how this works again. And again, the directions are right up here, so if you forget which ones you can roll. So you're going to roll, and I got a 5. So I'm going to count 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to roll again, or if you're playing with someone, it would be their turn, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. 1, 2, 3. I got a 1. What would you do here? I would definitely want to get closer, so I'm going to count by 10. So from 12 to 22. So you're going to play this game until you get all the way to 110. And it starts to get trickier because for example, if I was on 107 and I got 5, I'd lose my turn because I have to get exactly to 110. So that's one thing that you can do. So you can play that, like I said, with a grown-up, with a brother or sister, or even with your stuffed animals. It's fun. Then the next thing you're going to do is if you finish this game during math, you can work on your scrolls. So I just wanted to remind you that as you add more, and I know that we've got some people who are already in the 200s and moving even further, you're going to keep adding those pages on. Now, I think I mentioned that a fun way, an easy way to hold it, because as you keep adding, you're going to have more and more papers, and this is going to stretch out like crazy. So to help you keep that, what you can do is just roll up your scroll. Take a toilet paper roll and put it in like this. And that would be great. So for today, you're going to work on playing that game. Play it at least once. If you want to play it more than once, you can. Or after you're done playing it, if you don't want to play that game anymore, you can work on your scrolls. But I will be popping in, your teachers will be popping in to talk to you about numbers and what you know about them and hearing all your amazing math thinking. So have fun and have a great day.